All right, so here we go on class 2. The lectures for this class period are going to be over chapters 5 through 12, and they are as follows: texture, form, expression, words and music, voices and instrument families, Western instruments, musical ensembles, and the style and function of music in society. So we're going to start with chapter 5, musical texture. These are the words you need to know, and I'll pronounce them for you, and then I'll explain it. Monophony or monophonic, heterophony or heterophonic, homophony, homophonic, polyphony, polyphonic. Then we get into rhythms: homorhythm or homorhythmic, and polyrhythm, polyrhythmic. When I'm talking about musical texture, I'm talking about the relationship between musical lines. We've already talked about that you have melody, which is horizontal, and harmony, which is vertical. And we're adding to this rhythm, which has movement and propels the music forward. So the first thing you need to understand to learn those words is that you have a prefix. These are your 4 words prefixes that you need to know: mono, hetero, homo, and poly. You probably already have an idea what those mean, but I'll explain them to you. Mono is one. Hetero means other. Homo means same, and poly means many. Okay? One, other, the same, or many. You add that prefix to the base word of phony or phonic, which means sound. And what we're really discussing is the melody. The other word that you can add those prefixes to is rhythm or rhythmic. And then you have these words: monophony, heterophony, homophony, and polyphony, homorhythmic, and polyrhythmic. You just apply the meaning of the prefix to the meaning of the base word. Okay, so monophony or monophony means one sound. Heterophony means other sound. Homophony means the same sound. And polyphony, spelled wrong here, means many sounds. Homorhythmic means the same rhythm. Polyrhythmic means many rhythms. And I'll explain them to you, and then I'll go into greater detail. So monophonic or monophony is one sound, one melody. I'm using visuals here, so these stars represent the melody. So let's say my song is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I'm going to sing it and all by myself. Twinkle twinkle little star, how I wonder what you are. That's monophony. Single melody all by itself. If 25 people sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star with me exactly together, it's still monophonic because it's only one melody. Heterophonic means I'm going to sing the melody, the blue stars, and somebody else is going to play the melody a little bit different, and we're going to kind of improvise and play around with the same melody at the same time. That's jazz. You hear that in the New Orleans jazz, which I'm going to play an example for you in a minute. Homophonic basically means the same. They're working together. So you have one melody, and then I tried to outline for you these 3 colors, the red, yellow, and purple. Those are the chords, like when we did boom whackers. So just pretend you're playing the chords under the melody for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Then there's polyphony, spelled wrong again, polyphony, which means many melodies played at the same time. So you have 2 kinds of polyphony. Non-imitative means I'm doing a melody about blue stars, and a melody about yellow pentagons, and a melody about pink squares. 3 different melodies all at the same time. Imitative means I'm going to do one melody and I'm going to start it at different times. Like if we did row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, and the next person comes in, same melody, they start after me, that's called a round. That is imitative polyphony. So it's the same melody, and it's started at different times. So here's some examples. Monophony, single line texture or melody without any accompaniment, just the melody. Here's your example. you hear there's several men singing that same melody together, but because there's no other melody and no chords, that is called monophony or monophonic. This is a particular style of music which is called Gregorian chant. So that's your first example. The next one, heterophony. This is a musical texture in which two or more voices or parts or instruments are elaborating on the same melody simultaneously. This is often the result of improvisation, like jazz. So I'm playing blue stars and you're playing purple stars, but we're both playing stars. So we're both playing the same melody, but I'm going to do it a little bit different than you are. That's what that means. So if you take this simple melody to, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. A jazz player would play it like that, and then they would riff on it. Oh, when the saints go marching in, and they do weird stuff with it. So I have an example where you're going to hear a marching band, a New Orleans marching band, and they're going to play Oh, When the Saints Go Marching In, and you're going to hear a bunch of people just blowing over this melody. That's heterophony, just jazz. That's heterophony. It's the whole world of jazz, okay? Heterophony. The next texture is homophonic, homophony. This is a melody, which is this way, and the chords, which are up and down. So the melody is horizontal and the chords are vertical. That's homophonic. And here's an example of that. You're going to hear the melody, and it starts in the flute, and then you're going to hear the orchestra playing chords behind her. That's homophonic. Now the oboe has the melody. And you hear the instruments in the background are just playing big, fat, long notes. That's the chords. So they're playing chords under a melody. That is homophonic. Every pop tune, that's what every pop tune is. If I'm going to go sing Photograph by Ed Sheeran, and I sing and I play guitar, that's homophony, homophonic music. Melody with chords. Then we're getting into our polyphony. Polyphony is two or more independent melodic lines combined at the same time. So you have imitative polyphony, like row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, and then somebody starts it again while you go on with the rest of the song. I like a round, and I have an example of imitative polyphony for you. It's called La Bella Nympha, and you're going to hear one set of voices coming in. La Bella, La Bella. You'll hear the La Bella with each voice coming in. Okay, I'll play that again for you. Listen for the La Bella Nympha. And you hear that happen in different voices. One enters, and then the next one enters a little bit later, and then another one enters a little bit later. Second voice. Third voice. Fourth voice. That is imitative polyphony. Non-imitative polyphony is when you have simultaneous melodies, but they're different melodies. This is the mashup that we're all used to, Brave and Roar. But you pushed me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up. Already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear the sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. So you have one girl singing Brave. I just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. And you have one girl singing Roar at the same time. Two different melodies. Everything you held me down, I got up. Just wanna see. That's non-imitative polyphony. And I have a classical music example of that. It's called Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. This is sacred. And the melody starts in the violin right here. And then it's a running melody. And it's in 3. You're going to hear 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, elephant, elephant. And then there's this longer note melody that comes in, and then they're played together. So she's got this running melody. Still running melody. Second melody in this violin. Long notes right here. Running melody. Long note melody over here. And she's playing the running notes. Now it's polyphony. When they were playing 2 separate melodies at the same time. It's not as easy to hear on that one, so you're going to need to listen to that a few times. All right. Non-imitative is individual, separate, or different melodies all played at the same time. Imitative is a canon, like row, row, row your boat, around. And around means like I do it, then you do it. And we start it at different times, and we all sing it together. So it's the same melody starting at different times. So those are all the phonies. Phony means sound. Monophonic, one sound, one melody all by itself. Heterophonic, one melody played by different people in different ways. Homophonic, one melody with chords underneath it. Polyphonic, non-imitative means several different melodies, 2 or more melodies played at the same time, different melodies. Imitative is one melody played at different times but overlapping each other. Then we can add those words, those prefixes to the words rhythm. We have the rhythms. Homorhythmic means all of the parts are played at the same rhythm at the same time. Polyrhythm or polyrhythmic means different rhythms at different times. This is an example, a musical texture of homorhythmic. And it's like when you go to church and you open the hymnal and you see all the parts are moving together. The soprano sings the top line, the alto sings this one, this is the tenor, and the bass down on the bottom. But their rhythm is exactly the same. Here they go. Hallelujah. So they're singing hallelujah together. The rhythm is the same. Polyrhythmic means 2 or more rhythms simultaneously, different rhythms. So here's the example of polyrhythmic. Oops, didn't get that one in there. Let me open it up. Oh, that is it.
Hi, my name's Don Swan.
Okay, I gotta get it to 105. Here we go. We're going to hear Don Swanson play polyrhythmic. This is very, very prevalent in African drumming. So that's really cool because the left foot starts with one rhythm, the right foot adds another rhythm, then the left hand adds a rhythm, then the right hand adds a rhythm. It's pretty impressive. You can listen to that whole video. And that is the example of polyrhythmic. So here, you can use your own slides and you can go to all of these links and listen to these songs and see if you can figure out if it's mono, hetero, homo, or polyphonic, or if it's homorhythmic or polyrhythmic. And then once you listen to them, I actually have it here for you so you'll know what they are. So play around with that, listen to those, and see if you can tell what they are. Now let's go over them one more time. Monophonic or monophony, heterophonic or heterophony, homophonic or homophony, polyphonic or polyphony, homorhythmic and polyrhythmic. And here are all your definitions. This is chapter 5.